I can't do intros. I don't know how. Hi you guys, welcome. Happy 2014. We are already midway through January and I literally can't believe it. Seems like just yesterday I was graduating and everything for December was going all crazy and nutso. So before this year runs away, I wanted to sit down and do a 2014 beauty favorites. I personally really love these videos, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this. As a forewarning and an early apology, this video will be super long. I tried to go through and pick out only my favorites, but as you guys know, sometimes you just can't let go of a product and it just finds its way into my videos. So without further ado, let's just get started. What? Oh, Lanta. My hair is trying to ruin my video. Okay, so to start things off, I thought I would go ahead and go over my two favorite skin products of this year, just because when you start doing your makeup, you first concentrate on your skin. So, Beauty Cleanser 2014 goes to Lush Let the Good Times Roll Cleanser. This is the one that I told you guys about in my empties video. It smells like cookies. And it just cleanses really well. It makes your skin really hydrated and smooth and soft, and it's just an all-around really good product. I've even used this as kind of like a mask where I'll sit in the tub and just smother this all over the place, be happy with the scent, and then I'll just wash it off and my face just feels 50 times better. So overall, this was by far my standout cleanser this year, and I started buying this one probably in the summer thanks to my good friend Micaela, and I will leave her channel link down below. You guys can go check her out. She's gorgeous. You just want to brush her hair because it's like long and golden, and she could be Rapunzel. But anyway, she turned me on to this product, and it is by far my favorite cleanser, and definitely so far my favorite cleanser from Lush. If you guys have never tried Lush cosmetic cleansers, I highly recommend that you give this one a go. Not just because it moisturizes your face, but because it smells like cookies, and it's so good. So definitely a good one. This year, one product that I have reached for every single day this year, and since probably back in 2013, has been my Clinique, I have to read the bottle, has been my Clinique Dramatically Differizing Moisturizing Gel. This is what it looks like. This is my third bottle from this year, so as you guys can tell, I really love this product. I'm almost halfway through this one, and I'm going to run this all the way out, and when it does, it makes me very sad. But this is just a great lotion. I use it morning and night. Because it is a gel, my oily face doesn't feel like it's getting soaked with anything, which is amazing. And after I put this on, my face doesn't feel like I'm being drenched in oil, which is a big thing for me just because my face is so oily and out of control. So this by far has been my favorite cleanser. My favorite lotion this year. I highly recommend this one. It is really good. I don't know how much more you can say about a lotion. Going on to primers, I had one standout primer this year, and I had talked about a couple primers throughout the year, trying things for not only my eyes but my entire face. Because I am so oily on my face, products tend to just melt off, and you know, honestly, when you spend this much money on makeup, you don't want it to. So this year I really committed to trying to find a really good, not only all over face primer, but eye primer. And my face primers so far, I'm still testing a couple out, and I don't feel like they deserve to be stuck into my 2014 beauty favorites, but definitely for eye primers this year, I have been loving the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Primer. This one is actually made with silica, so it prevents the oil from your lid to get onto the makeup that you apply, and it just makes it last a lot longer. Now, of course, I'm an oily girl, so I have to do touch-ups on my face regardless of what products I use throughout the day, but this definitely makes a huge difference. Instead of me checking my eyeshadow 2 to 3 times a day, freaking out if it's creased or if it's run down to my cheeks, I can be confident that this will at least last me half the day, and then I will know that until 5 o'clock I'm pretty much golden. Now, this next product is a little something new for me. I was actually gifted this by a really good friend, and she was so sweet to think of this. I have here the MAC Pro Longwear Water Resistant Eyebrow Set, and this is in a dark chocolatey brown. It is just a really awesome color, and it just makes your eyebrows that much more filled in and natural, and it makes them stay in place. But not only that, because it has the pigment, I don't feel like I need to block my eyebrows as much, and it just gives them that natural look that I feel like is really important when you're doing your brows. Okay guys, going on from eyebrows, the next big thing that I do in my beauty routine is I make sure that my face is on point when I put my foundation on. And this year I have two foundations that have definitely stole my heart away. And the first one here is actually something I really hated when I first bought it because I thought it was something else. And that is this Instant Age Rewind Eraser Foundation. When I first bought this, I was trying to look for the under eye concealer, and the only thing that my CVS had was this. Everybody I saw kept talking about how the sponge applicator was great for under the eyes and everything, and so that was the only spot that I would put this. And for the longest time I hated it, and I thought everybody was crazy because who would actually want to use this big hulking thing for underneath your eyes? Well, then I actually read the packaging and it says eraser treatment makeup, and it literally does this. This is my favorite by far foundation to use when I am just kind of hanging out at home or I don't want a ton of foundation on that day. It covers everything that I would basically want to be covered, but it doesn't make me oily, which is huge. Not to mention, it's very easily buildable, so I can put a light layer on, and then if I'm like, you know, I feel like going out and actually doing more things than just hanging out at home, I can take this little sponge applicator again and go over my entire face. Covers beautifully, and I even will put other makeup on top of it, and because it has the treatment in it, it's really easy to hide things that normally I would need concealer for. So this by far has been one of my favorite foundations, and it's from the drugstore, so it is affordable and definitely a must try. My second favorite foundation this year I fell in love with earlier this winter, and this one is from the higher end side of makeup. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This one I have to say I love it just because it covers everything and your face looks flawless. The one downside to this is that my face does tend to get kind of oily, so I have to make sure I don't go overboard on the product, but it's very easily buildable, and it is what it says. It is full coverage, and this puppy stays. So if you guys want to try a new foundation, I would highly recommend the Tarte one. It is great and it does what it says. Moving on to eyeliner. As y'all know, it's one of my favorite must-have things in my everyday makeup routine. I have two eyeliners that I wanted to share with you guys. Both of them are by Kat Von D Cosmetics. The first one is her little kohl liner, and as you guys can see, this has been well loved. I only bought this in February, and it was only now basically a little nub. Definitely worth it. I use this to line my waterline, and I use it to blend out when I'm just doing a simple shadow. This is an awesome just little kohl liner. I really love it, and it stays put. It doesn't move, which is great. Now I know everybody and their mother and their grandmother and probably even their dog have blogged, videoed, chatted about this eyeliner, but I'm going to do it anyway. This was my standout favorite eyeliner ever. This was the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. So it is very black. It has a little nub at the end, so it makes drawing my little cat flicks super easy. It's super quick, and when I say long wearing, I mean it. Even when I don't use my primer in a day, and even with my super oily eyes, this little puppy here stays. So this is definitely a holy grail item for me. I will be repurchasing this forever, and as long as Kat Von D makes it, I will be having this in my beauty drawer. So from eyeliner, I have two favorite mascaras for you guys. The first one is one that you guys saw in, I think, 2 of my monthly favorites videos, possibly 3, not entirely sure, but it is the Lancome mascara, and it is the Grandiose. This one, I just adore this one because the wand is bent, and so it makes getting those teeny tiny little lashes all the way in the corner of my eye. Super, super easy. I don't feel like I'm sitting there like prying my eyeballs open to apply my mascara. This just works really well, and it makes my lashes not only full but just a little longer. So it's a very natural look without it being like super overwhelming. So this was by far my favorite high-end mascara, definitely all year long. This was the best. The second mascara that has totally stood out to me is one that I recently fell in love with, and the reason why I'm including this one in conjunction to the Grandiose is because I've been layering them on top. And this one is the Lights Camera Lashes. This is by Tarte as well. I have here just the sample size. And the reason being is because every single time I go to Ulta and I get to try new things and I get to pick samples, I've just been asking for this mascara. So I've been using this mascara probably last 3 to 4 months, and I've only been using these because I have so many of them. So I promise eventually I will buy the full size. But until then, I'm going to finish using all of these. This is just by far one of the most amazing mascaras I've ever tried. It doesn't irritate my eyes, and it makes my lashes super long and gorgeous. So definitely a good mascara. Next up on the docket, we have my favorite highlighter. This is by Elizabeth Arden, New York. I talked to you guys about this when I got it, and so I did mention this in a favorites video. This is just a gorgeous highlighter. This one was limited edition, so I'm very sorry, guys, but they do have a similar pigment to this in the collection they have now, so I'll leave that link down below if you guys want to check it out. But this highlighter is just super, super pretty. It's pigmented. It doesn't get everywhere all over the place. Don't even know if you guys can see it, but hey. It's just one of my favorite all-time highlighters, and I use this puppy almost every single day, and I'm trying so hard not to get too much product every time I dip my brush in so that way it lasts. But this highlighter, it just has a very nice pink undertone. It's shimmery without being overwhelming, and it just gives me that gorgeous highlight wherever I want to put it on my face. So, okay, so for lipsticks, guys, as you know, I have a lipstick problem. Let's just be honest, I have a makeup problem. And so when I went to go and try to talk to you guys about lipsticks, I ended up grabbing a couple more than I probably thought I would have. But so far, I have 5. So the first lipstick that really stood out to me this year was MAC's limited edition Aquatic Lipstick. This is just such a pretty, it looks a little bit more pinky on camera, but it is a very nice brown nude, and it is matte with just a tad bit of shimmer in it. So this is just a gorgeous lipstick for me. It is one of the ones I carry almost practically all the time in my handbag, just because when I want just a pop of color without it being overwhelming, this is what I pull for. And I actually talked to you guys about this lipstick a few times, and I think maybe in 2 favorites videos. Not entirely sure. But definitely this one has been one of my favorites. And the color actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is actually very close to Velvet Teddy by MAC. It just has a little bit more of a pink undertone to it. So if you guys want to try something very similar to this, go pick up Velvet Teddy. Next, this one is another sample size, and it's just because it's lasted me for so long I haven't gone out to buy a new one, but it's getting close to the end. This is the Makeup Forever Rogue Artisen Lipstick, and Sephora gave these out last year for the birthday surprise boxes, and this is one that also just hangs out in my makeup bag because it is such a pretty neutral brown, has just a tad bit of shimmer, and it doesn't dry on my lips. So this one has definitely been a go-to lipstick for me. I will, just like the Lights Camera Action mascara, be going to buy a full size of both of these just because I am so addicted. So as you guys can tell, they've already made their way into my favorites for the year. So definitely a keeper. The last lipsticky I have is by Lancome Cosmetics, and it is the Color Design Lipstick in Fashion Icon. This is more of a plum color, still brown. As you guys can tell, there was a theme this year. I wasn't really into too dark of lips this year, but this was probably one of the darker ones, and I would layer this over a purple lip liner. Definitely one of my favorite lipsticks. It's just very sleek packaging, very pretty, easy to wear, and I love the fact that this had actual glitter in it. So when you put it on the lips, it doesn't bug you, but it just makes all eyes go to your lips. And lastly, you guys know I've talked about this in blog posts. I talked about these in other favorites videos, and so they've been an obsession of mine all year long, and that has been the OCC Lip Tars, and I have 2 here for you. These are just super pigmented. They make your lips look super plump. They're gorgeous, first of all, and the colors are amazing. This one is a lip tar metallic, and this one is electrogramma. I mean, hello, the name is perfect. The second one is also a lip tar metallic color. This one is in super. This one has gold flakes in it, and so it just makes your lips look really puffy and pouty and gorgeous. So these lip tars have been some of my favorite go-tos. I always wear lip tars now when I go out for long nights. It just makes the color last. They stay, they don't budge, and they literally have to be taken off with makeup removers, so even when you're sipping on drinks, eating, they are hanging out. So these have definitely been a standout product for me all year long. I'm definitely a huge fan of OCC Cosmetics, and not to mention they are cruelty-free. So if you guys are very conscious of those kind of things like me, OCC Cosmetics is a cruelty-free brand and is approved by PETA. So if you guys want to check them out, definitely go give them a look. Okay, so next up, I went into trying to figure out what was my standout palette for the year, and I came up with 3. Sorry guys. So for the first half of the year, I was really digging, and I still really dig this, don't get me wrong, the Kat Von D 10 limited edition palette in Saint. Now, the reason I loved this palette was, first of all of the shadows in here are glitter. I love glitter eyeshadow. I think matte eyeshadows are gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but for me, glitter is a must-have in any day-to-day look, or even when you're going out. So these shadows here were perfect. They had neutral browns, pinks, a gold. They were just amazing. So these were my favorite, but one thing that really makes this palette stand out to me, even though I've bought multiple other palettes throughout the year, is that this particular palette, and I don't know if you guys have tried Kat Von D shadows, but if you haven't, I definitely recommend hers. They are super pigmented. They stay, and even with these glitter shadows, they are amazing in pigment. So even with my Naked palettes and even some of my other ones, they have glitter shadows in them, and I'll put them on, and yeah, they're pretty. They're very subtle. If you want your shadows just to scream glitter and shine, go get a hold of some Kat Von D eyeshadows. They are just gorgeous. They stay on forever, and I have this entire palette basically on my eyes today. So if you want to get this look, go out and get you some Kat Von D stuff. This second palette is something that I also talked about in a favorites video earlier this year. This is the Stila, this is the Stila Eyes Are the Window to the Soul palette. I got this for my birthday. This is just a very gorgeous palette. All the shadows are browns and neutrals and creams, so it's very easy for day-to-day wear. The one downside to these Stila palettes is I find that you need to have a little bit higher end of brushes in order to get the full pigment payoff. However, definitely worth the purchase, and if you already have those types of brushes, definitely invest in these. There are 4 of these in the collection, and all of the colors in them are gorgeous and super pigmented. Not to mention the packaging is just stunning. Definitely one of my favorite shadows. Palettes. Okay, next is, of course, a Naked palette. I've never tried any Naked palettes until this year, and I actually own almost all of them now. I became really obsessed with them just because of the color payoff and the color range, but despite trying all of the Naked palettes this year, the one that stood out for me the most was the Naked 3 palette, and it was just a gorgeous combination of colors for the summer, especially because I was out of town a lot, and so and so these shadows just were gorgeous. They were really easy to use, blend, they're shimmers, matte, so it made it very easy to do day to night eyes. I love this palette, especially because I find that when you're going to look for a palette with neutrals in it, it can be very difficult to find anything with pinky shades. This is one of the only palettes so far that I've found that has rose pinks and pinks in it, and for that, this makes it one of my standout palettes of the year because those are some of my favorite colors to pop onto my eyes. So definitely stand out. This one was amazing. Good job, Urban Decay. So I have a couple brushes for you guys, and as you guys know from some of my previous videos, I adore getting new makeup brushes. It's probably an addiction, and I could probably go to support group for it, but it's a discussion for another time. So this year I have a couple makeup brushes that really stood out to me. First of all, this year I've been really obsessed, and I've been loving the Real Technique brushes. All of these are just really gorgeous. The payoff of color from them is amazing. They blend out everything really well, and they're affordable. You can buy them in Ulta, Target, Walmart. These are just awesome brushes. And if you guys don't know, these brushes are even more amazing because they were made by a few YouTubers here. They're by Nick and Sam Chapman. You guys should definitely go check out their makeup tips and tricks. Their videos are flawless, and they all use these brushes, so you can just see them really well in action. Highly, highly, highly recommend these. The second ones I bought, they were a little bit more higher end. These are the Sephora airbrushed brushes. I have talked about these two brushes before, and they're dirty, so I'm sorry guys, but they just make applying anything super easy. I definitely recommend these if you guys are looking for some brushes that are a little bit more high end, but they're not super expensive. These are a great affordable way to go if you guys want to try something new without breaking your bank. These are definitely worth the investment. Now, my last brushes that I've fallen in love with, I did talk about these, I think, in my last favorites video. But these brushes by far are incredible. If you guys want some brushes that you can just dip into any product and they just do whatever your little heart desires, definitely look at these brushes. They are the It Cosmetic brushes, and they are just super flawless. All of the bristles are super soft. Everything blends out easy. They're super easy to keep clean. Everything about these brushes I just love. The weight of them is super nice. They're heavier in the front, so that way when you apply your makeup, your hand doesn't get tired. I know that sounds very silly, but it helps a lot. So you don't have to push as hard or apply makeup as deeply. The brushes will do it for you. So these brushes are just incredible, and these ones are the airbrush collection. I really love airbrush brushes just because I want my face to look very sleek and flawless, and these brushes really do give me that. So if you guys want to try some brushes that maybe are worth an investment, and these brushes definitely are an investment, try these ones. They are gorgeous, they're beautiful, and you will fall in love with them. Now, be forewarned, they are a tad bit more expensive, but I do know that It Cosmetics does come out with brushes specifically for Ulta and gift sets. That's how I've been getting mine. It's a much easier way to go about it, and you get these amazing brushes for a deal. So, steals the cake. The last makeup application tool I have is something that everyone has raved about, and that is the Tarte Eyelash Curler. Now, I used to listen to people on YouTube and beauty vlogs just chattering away about this dang eyelash curler, and to be honest, I thought everyone was crazy. Why would an eyelash curler change your life? This eyelash curler, trust me, really does change your life. It just the way that it does, it is super easy to clean. It doesn't hurt your lashes. I've had many eyelash curlers where I'll pinch them and some of my lashes will pull out. I think they're just more sensitive. This one doesn't do that, and it makes my lashes super curly, and it makes the curl stay. These are definitely worth the investment. I think they run about $25. I know that's kind of crazy for an eyelash curler, but trust me when I say I am never going to go back to another eyelash curler. I am a Tarte eyelash girl for life. Definitely a holy grail item right here, and I got mine with the limited edition Christmas set, so mine have pearls on them, but I do know that they are coming out with a few more different designs later this year, so keep an eye out for them. They are just, look at that. Don't you just want to set that on top of your vanity and just like, look at my eyelash curler, guys? Yeah. Okay guys, so the last few things that I have for you are for your hair, and I've mentioned both of these products in previous videos before, so you probably won't be surprised. This first one is Bedhead Ego Boost, and I have to go get more of this. I mentioned it in my empties video. It is all gone. Oh, well, there's a little bit down there, but basically all gone. It just mends your split ends, it makes your hair super creamy, and it prevents frizz. This has definitely been an amazing product for me. I've used this all year long, and I've repurchased this twice, and so this product is amazing. Just give it a try and your hair will thank you. Now, this last product I think I've mentioned in almost every favorites video all year long, possibly. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. So this product shouldn't be a surprise. It is a dry shampoo. And it is the Toni & Guy Cleanse Dry Shampoo, to be specific. This is the first dry shampoo that I have found not only cleanses my hair really well, it doesn't have a smell, it goes into my hair perfectly, and not only does it cleanse, but it also gives my hair volume and body. So this is definitely my holy grail dry shampoo. I am never not going to repurchase this. I've already repurchased it like 8 times this year. I go through them so quickly, but they're definitely worth it. So if you guys want to try a new dry shampoo, definitely give this one a try. This is just insert chorus for singing and just so good. Okay guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me through this entire video. I know it was super long. Hopefully, and next time I do a favorites video, I'll cut down on some of my products to make up for making you sit through this whole thing if you made it this far. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.